Hello, my name is Grin, and this is my beard. So, what crummy, tangled mess of stuff am I pulling out of my beard today? I want to talk about nightlife in Japan, the kinds of places that you can find, places you can go, things like that. Now, when I first came to Japan, I lived in a place called Tokorozawa, which is a little bit north of Tokyo, and it's in Saitama, I think. Saitama, yeah. And there's a big difference between the outskirts cities, the outskirts places versus the inside the cities kind of nightlife. Right now, I live in a small uh, town. I guess you could say it's a city, but feels like a feels like a really small town north of the city Niigata, and there's not much here, and especially after the coronavirus hit, most of the places that you could go have closed down. They weren't making any money, and so they just gave up, and for good reason. I mean, if you're not making any money, you got to find something else to do. They got to come. They have to make a living, and if nobody's going and buying drinks or hanging out at the bars, then there's no reason to keep them open. Just wasting money, just using money for no reason at all. There are a few places that stayed open. In my area, yeah, all the nightlife types of places, all the izakayas, all the um, bars, snack bars, things like that have disappeared. There's a few, very few, and they're not really. Yeah, the izakayas kind of do survive because they mostly serve food, but the snack bars in this area they all died out. All right, so what's an izakaya? What's a snack bar? Um, so there are different types of places that you can go to. If you're in the city, you've got all choices. So we'll just go through all of the choices. One of them is the bar. There's a kind of just bars. Mostly they're called pubs here in Japan. There's a few chain pubs and a few um, um, single owner pubs, and it's just like a bar, and it's maybe they have darts, maybe they have a pool table or something like that, and they serve some food and all kinds of different alcohol. And those places are just you go. They usually have sports uh, playing on many different TVs. So if you're watching the soccer uh, world championship or something like that, they usually have those things playing, but not much. And they play music over a radio system, but it's very low level usually. So it's a good place to go, and if you want to hang out with people and have conversations and stuff like that, because it's usually not super loud. Then there's the let's see, go from pubs to izakayas. Izakayas are kind of like a pub, but they do have a bar where people will mingle together if they want to meet people and whatnot. But then they have these like booths, tables that are kind of separated. They have walls around them for private parties or people who don't want to deal with other people. But they're usually quite loud. The people who go to those places are usually get quite uh, boisterous. I don't know how to say it. They're drinking and they get really loud. Uh, they're usually fairly inexpensive. Bars are also fairly inexpensive. Their prices are listed, so you don't have to worry about how much you're paying. There's no seat charge or anything like that. Izakayas might have a seat charge, but not usually. Then there's the snack bar. A snack bar is just a bar, but they might have some booths, but they're not usually. They don't usually have walls or open booths, And in a snack bar, you're not going to see any listed prices. They usually have a set uh, menu type of thing where you go in, you get like a nomi hodai, which is all you can drink for a certain amount of time. And then they also charge you, like they have karaoke there. That's where you'll mostly go to sing karaoke with other people or hear other people singing karaoke, which uh, maybe I don't completely recommend that unless you really like Japanese songs or enka. Uh, um, Most of the people that go there are older people, and they usually have like a, a mama-san who takes care of the main bar, and then a bunch of waitresses that go out and help entertain the people who are there, especially the ones with groups and whatnot. And they'll help serve drinks and whatnot at the table. And they they charge for karaoke. So if you want to sing a song, you're gonna get charged for that. But they're not gonna itemize your receipt, so you gotta ask ahead of time how much things are gonna cost and keep track of it yourself. If you ask them afterwards how much does everything cost, they might take the time to tell you, but it's one of those things. It's like they have to write it all down on paper, and they might be too busy for that. Um, let's see what else. Then there's clubs. Now there's many different kinds of clubs. There's the hostess clubs. When you go to a hostess club, it's usually you go in, you pay a set amount for all you can drink of whatever, and then there's usually a younger lady who will join your table and entertain you or help you enjoy yourself. They also have karaoke. It's like a snack bar, but you're really paying for the company of someone and of now there's different kinds of there's host bars and there's hostess bars. So the host bar will have guys, good looking handsome guys who will help entertain you for a while you're drinking, and then the hostess bars will have girls entertaining you. um, that usually doesn't go anywhere other than just the entertainment, but some of them do. So if especially if the girl likes you, she might offer her services like a massage or something like that outside of the bar, but don't expect that. Then there's the same thing with the host. The guys too do the same thing. Then let's see, from hostess bars. Then you have the clubs, the nightclubs. Nightclubs will usually have a DJ or some live music, um, mostly DJ, and these clubs will have very different all different kinds of clubs. But one of my friends was a DJ, is a DJ. I don't know if he's doing it so much now. Pretty popular DJ in Japan, in Tokyo, and he would play at places like there was a place called Womb. There's a place called oh god, I can't remember all the different places, but there are a few places that he would do his DJ at, and they would usually have sets of different DJs. So an hour of DJ so and so, and another hour of DJ different person, and so and so. And they have usually got a really big dance floor for dancing. Although I don't know how this works, but I guess in Tokyo there was some law against dancing after a certain amount of time or after a certain time of night or something like that. I don't exactly know the whole law, but I guess it was abolished recently. But yeah, that was a weird thing. You might want to have to Google that because I'm not very familiar with it. Um, let's see. Then there's what else is there? Uh, there's like game centers or rental centers. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but it's uh, used to be just manga kisa, which is you would go in and they would have all kinds of of comics, manga that you could read, but then it kind of evolved into like computers and then into um all kinds of entertainment. You might have VR or a little room for watching DVD movies or Netflix movies or whatever. If you want to go get entertained by watching whatever movies or playing games or anything like that, then you would go to these kinds of game centers. It's not a game center per se; it's an amusement space, I guess. And another big one of those amusement spaces here in Japan is called Round One, and they've got just about everything. They've got roller skating, basketball, pool tables, table tennis, just yeah, computers and movies and DVDs and just they even have comics. And it's usually like 3 or 4 floors of entertainment stuff, including arcade games and whatnot. It's called Round One. Then let's see, what else do we have? Then you have live houses. Live houses are usually specifically designed to do live music or yeah, live music. But and it's not cover music isn't usually done at many of the live houses. It might be a little bit, but apparently doing cover music at a live house can cost the live house a lot of money because if you play music that isn't original and you play something that's like on the radio or whatnot, you basically have to pay royalties for it, even if it's not, even if it's a cover of the song by another band, by a completely different band. They still have to pay the royalties for that. And I've seen some of the live houses get shut down because they had cover bands coming in and playing other music that's popular, and that's considered a no-no. You're not allowed to do that, not without paying for it. There's some other kind of like mom and pop bar type of places. I know there's a place in Niigata City. Uh, it's changed from what it used to be, but now it's called International Barcode, and it's just like a bar. They've got a pool table, and sometimes they do live music, and sometimes they do DJ, and they kind of have a little bit of everything. But it's basically a bar, and most of the people who go there are usually regulars, and they go there quite often, and it's just a way to meet people. In this case, it's a mostly English place, but it's owned by Filipinos, people who are my friends. Actually, I don't get to see them very much, but I still consider them friends. Um, they're the bar scene, like the nightlife, is kind of strange in that way. There's there's a lot of seedy places that you can go to as well. There's the red light district where if you're interested in that kind of stuff, there it's in every big city. There's a red light district that you can go to for whatever kind of massage you're looking for. What flavor of massage are you looking for? It depends on how much money you have, and also it depends on whether or not they like you. If you you might find your options very limited if you're just an ugly guy or an ugly girl. uh, but the younger and better looking you are, the more options you're gonna have. Um, then let's see what else is there. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I know about. I'm sure there might be there are also uh, concert venues, like small venues where people will do live concerts and stuff like that. But they're not usually easy to find, and it's not something that happens every weekend or every Tuesday or whatever. It's just whenever there's an event, and most of those events it'll be like somebody tells you about it, and so you buy a ticket and you go, that kind of a thing. And when you buy a ticket to go watch the concert, and then they'll have drinks and whatnot inside the venue. And some of those venues can be pretty small, where it's just like a stage and enough standing room for maybe 50 people or something like that. Just depends on the venue and who's playing, and how much they want to push their concert. Um, there are some other interesting places like along the beaches and whatnot. You might find uh, beach houses. Not It's beach house entertainment areas. They'll have usually have a bar and maybe a theme like Hawaiian or something like that, and they'll do some special events. There's a place that I here that I've done some events at. They will usually have like hula dancers, and they might have just concert or just a an all you can eat type of thing where you pay a certain amount of money and then they'll be barbecuing food for the whole night, uh, and putting it out for whoever comes up to eat, and just help yourself type of thing. Those are pretty cool. Um, there's dive bars are usually like special places where you would go to they would have a specific kind of uh, um, thing that they would focus on. Maybe it's record music, or maybe it's different kinds of tequila, or different kinds of whiskey bars. Whiskey bars are another thing as well. uh, mm. Cigar bars, there are cigar bars, very few now. um, or tobacco bars where you would go and they would have all kinds of tobacco that you can buy and whatnot. There was one that I used to go to in Chiba, not Chiba City, but Kisarazu. And the I'll tell you what, they made the guy that ran that place made a Bloody Mary that was just fantastic. My favorite Bloody Mary, perfect amount of spice, perfect amount of pepper, perfect amount of everything, and it was just delicious. And that with a nice cigar was just beautiful. I miss that. I'm something I don't see here, because like where I'm at in this small area, there's pretty much you got. Oh, I forgot the biggest one. There are karaoke uh, uh, places like Karaoke Palace or whatever, where you rent a room, and in that you can just sing karaoke for whatever it is, 2 hours for so and so amount, and then you can also order drinks and food, and they'll bring it to the room. It's like a hotel, except the hotel room is your karaoke space, and they bring you food and drink when you order. They have a phone in there, and you just tell them what you want, and they'll bring it to you. Those are pretty neat, but it's not something that you'd want to go to by yourself. Obviously, you want to go there with friends. It's usually the second party type of thing. People will go to a party or whatnot, and then afterwards they'll go to the karaoke um, place. I don't even know what to call it. Just karaoke place. um, what else is there? Those are the main things that I'm aware of. I don't really want to talk about all the seedy stuff. I'm sure people are interested in that, but I'm just not really interested in it. I'm married, so it's not something that I know much about. All I know is they exist, and there's quite a few of them. Red light districts. If you're looking for something other than that to do at night, there's not much. Not much. But that's quite a bit. Also there are some really high scale type of places too. Uh, Usually in the larger buildings or tall buildings, at the penthouse or at the top, there might be a sky bar or something like that. Those places are pretty neat if you're looking for a nice venue for, I don't know, going on a date or something like that. That's probably the best thing for it. Um, there's also wine bars and places where you can go to try different kinds of wine and stuff like that. Not very many. The main thing that you'll find in nightlife is izakayas, pubs, and snacks. And snack bars are just everywhere. Oh, and in clubs, hostess clubs. Lots of hostess clubs. Hostess clubs are also usually, sorry for the really loud. Hostess clubs are also usually in the red light district area or close to it. Um, so if that's your thing, try the hostess clubs. They're also pretty expensive usually. So bring a fat wallet. I don't know exactly how much that kind of stuff costs, but I know it's not the cost of a beer. Beers and whatnot. Now, I don't. The prices are going up lately, so all you can eat for like 2 hours might start at around 3,000, two or 3,000 yen, which is about 20 to $25 for 2 hours. And then they can go up from there. You might find a place that's like Ichiman yen, about almost like $80, 80 US dollars for 2 hours. And then there's special deals and specials all over the place. So it just depends on which place you go to and what day it is. And maybe you'll find a place that you like if you're intrepid enough. Um, there was a when I started going to when I started living in Tokorozawa, there was a I guess it was a snack bar that I would go to. There was the Mama San's daughter was also working there, and I thought she was really cute, and I'd go there to talk to her and whatnot. And um, but it's this is when I first came to Japan, didn't know what it was all about, and I thought she was actually interested in becoming a friend or whatnot. So I would ask her, "Hey, can we go out and hang out at this other place or whatnot?" And no, she after I asked that, she was made it pretty clear. If you want to see me, you got to come here. And it's like, oh, it's a business thing. I got it. And yeah, I would still go there to say hi and whatnot, but obviously she was just being that way because I'm a customer. So I learned that really quick. Be careful. They'll make you they'll if you, especially if you don't know anything about and you've never been to a snack bar or anything like that or a hostess club or anything. They'll make you think like you are a special person. They really care about you because they want you to keep coming back. When I was in Chiba, there was this girl that I met not at a hostess bar or anything like that, but I found out that she works at a hostess bar and she's like, "Well, why don't you come see me at the hostess bar?" And I did that once. I went, paid some money to have all you can drink and whatnot, and then she would be at the table and then was like, "Yeah, wasn't it was just like I'm I'm basically she's earning that money from me, which is fine because uh, we did actually go on a date outside of the place, and we met outside of out of that hostess club. So, but after I found out, this is kind of the way they do their thing. They find people and they bring them in, make them think that they're special. So she would go out on dates with me, uh, but she still wanted me to come to her place and spend time there, spending money there. And I was just like, yeah, I get it. I get it. It's not real. She does not really going on. She's going on dates with me outside only because she wants to create a connection where I'll go to her place and pay to hang out with her, pay to hang out with her. Yeah, that didn't last very long at all. I think it was like 2 weeks or something like that. We went on a date. Then second date, she told me that she worked at this place. I went there, paid the money to hang out, and then I was just got it. I know what this is all about. And anytime after that, I asked if she could go on a date or something like that. She'd always be like, "Oh, well, I'm working there at this time. Maybe you can come then." And it's like, nah, nah, nah. No, the only time you want to go on a date now is when I come and pay money to hang out with you. No, 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 not gonna happen. That was it. It's like don't get into that. Don't think that all the girls are interested in you because they're interested in you. They're probably just trying to make you customers for Hostess bar or whatever. That's kind of what was in my beard today and what I wanted to talk about. If I come up with anything else, maybe I'll do another video and talk about different places in Japan. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks. Bye.